They're waiting, they're begging for the opportunity, for a reason to wipe the far left off the map.
Nick Fuentes, despite presenting an even greater threat, being a straight up out and about Holocaust denying fascist, actually can be funny at times, which is how he is able to win favors with a broader audience. He's a cynical room reader.
All right, guys, welcome back to another base lore video. I'm the Lore Man. And guys, stop what you're doing. This is one of those clips you just can't ignore. Nick Fuentes absolutely drops bombs on Hasan, Piker, and Destiny. And he's spitting raw truth again, calling out these clowns. These guys who pretend to be the voice of the internet, but, you know, never bring anything positive. It's all glib, all snark, negativity. And meanwhile, the country is burning down. We've got immigration flooding in, cultural rot being celebrated in the mainstream, and the death of Charlie Kirk being celebrated is absolutely disgusting. But no, the left wants to keep you distracted with trans bathrooms and gay marriage debates while they sell out America behind closed doors. Nick is base enough to say what the rest of those so-called influencers are too scared to admit. But guys, I'm trying to get more Nick clips on YouTube, so make sure you drop a like, drop a comment. I got 3 clips here for you today. We're going to dive into the first one of Nick just completely destroying Hasan, Piker, and Destiny. Let's get into it.
Congratulations, LGBT leftists or whatever. You shot some moderate conservative. Meanwhile, our country's being raped. Congrats. Good job. Now everybody's focused on internecine fight. Now we're doing the culture war. Now it's Christian parents fighting with their gay kids about fucking porn. Meanwhile, we have no independence. We have no sovereignty. So, you know, and here's the funny part. If there is, it's funny in a sick way. Here's the ironic part. Over the past few months, I have been making a concerted effort to unify liberals and conservatives. I really have. I tried. I really made a concerted effort to speak in a language that liberals might understand. I tried to demonstrate my objectivity. I tried to bring liberals into the fold. I tried to appeal to their animosity, their legitimate criticisms of Trump, their legitimate animosity towards Israel. I leaned out of the culture war intentionally when a tranny shot up the school in Minneapolis because it was the truth, but also out of sensitivity. I said, let's not blame the left or trannies. Let's look at this as nihilism, because I genuinely feel that's what it is. And you know what Hasan Piker said? He said, oh, this guy's just lying. He's cynical. And then glorifies violence against conservatives. Hey, Hasan, you idiot. Hasan, Destiny, hey, idiots. Do you know that this Zionist-backed Republican government would love nothing more? They're waiting, they're begging for the opportunity, for a reason to wipe the far left off the map. And not for the reason you think. Not because you support trans rights, but because the leftists protest Israel. Okay? That's why. Alex Karp is making products for Israel to murder people in Gaza. They are waiting, begging for an excuse to whip up the far right into a frenzy and to create a mandate to bring the government down on the far left. And you just gave them what they wanted. And instead, like your uncle, Cenk, instead, like your uncle of recognizing that, you play right into their hands. Right into their hands. Because you just can't get your mind off of sex. Because for the far left, those are the only issues that exist. Trans rights and gay marriage. Forget about, you know, immigration, forget about healthcare, forget about what's happening in Ukraine and Israel. So nice going. Nice job.
Yeah, it's absolutely disgusting. The behavior of these leftists, Hasan, Piker, and Destiny, absolutely crude comments from what I've seen after the passing of Charlie Kirk. And you just hate to see it. I got another clip here for you of Nick receiving a super chat. This is from the same stream from last night, of somebody asking what Nick thinks about these glib liberals and what they're doing to our society, how they're jumping up and down celebrating. So I'm going to play this clip and how it relates to Hasan Piker. You'll see. Let's get into it.
Going to celebrate with a glass of wine. Everybody looked at her like, what the fuck is wrong with you? She had such a genuinely evil look on her face. That being said, it was heartwarming to see all the people on my college campus praying. It felt like what I imagined 9/11 felt like.
Well, and you know, this is something that we all feel it so innately and intrinsically. You can call it vibes, you can call it, you know, feelings or something. And some people mock this and say it's sentimentalism. But there's something to be said. What characterizes the opposition? They are insincere. They're insincere. They're ironic. They're cynical. They're mocking. Always mocking. Always mocking. Always ridiculing. Chortling, chuckling, smugly laughing, fake laughing. Defining down. Diminutive. It's when you see these leftist pieces of shit, when you see these people talk, it's always, well, some fucking guy did a fucking thing. Well, you know, fucking conservative was a shithead fucking pissbag. You know, everything these leftist cocksuckers say, it's so flippant, so insincere, so prideful, so mocking, haughty, and you just know. You just know in your gut. You know in your heart of hearts that that is wrong. And I feel like we see that ugly face all the time in a Don Lemon, in a Hasan Piker. We see this face all the time. You know, like if Hasan, like these guys like Hasan and Destiny, I don't get any good feeling from them. I don't get any warmth from them. I don't get any good vibe. I've never seen Destiny have a sincere, earnest moment, expression of compassion for the vulnerable, magnanimity or benevolence for a foe. I've just never seen it. And that's what we're getting tired of from the left. It's like these people are just like not human. They don't act like human beings. There's no sense of camaraderie. There's no sense of setting aside these material things and competitions and games for the sake of a universal human experience. You know, on some level, not to sound like a hippie or whatever, but we are all in a world that we don't understand, living our lives for the first time on a journey that we're all learning about one day and one step at a time. And every now and again, in a moment of strife or crisis, or there's a moment of levity, you're reminded of some of these essential things that we all have in common, that we get afraid, that we get scared, that we're uncertain, that we're nervous. You know, we laugh at stupid things. And to the extent that you can connect with people on that level, I guess that's what warmth is. That's a true loving your neighbor. And to the extent that you can't get that from these people, the more you become afraid of them and what they might be capable of. You know, the idea that they don't see you as human. They deny your humanity. Someone dies and they deface the memorial. Isn't that the first thing that human beings do is they bury their dead, they honor their dead, and you desecrate the grave? You know? So, there's something deeper here. It's not about, like, politics. There's something spiritual there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Nick hits the nail on the head. Exactly. There's these so-called influencers, I mean, they never bring light. They never bring joy. They never build anything. It's always destruction. But here's the kicker. Even with all the sneering and negativity, they're terrified of Nick's rise. I mean, Hasan's reaction to Nick blowing up says it all. It shows you how much the establishment fears someone who can't be ignored. I'm going to roll this next clip where we can watch Hasan melt down.
Let him, this will drive down their numbers? What? No, I don't think you understand. He is a shrewd operative, very cynical, and also has the capacity to be funny at times, which is very dangerous. Charlie Kirk did not have that capacity. Nick Fuentes, despite presenting an even greater threat, being a straight-up, out-and-about denying fascist, actually can be funny at times, which is how he is able to win favors with a broader audience. He's a cynical room reader. He knows how to position. He knows how to position his perspective in a way that comes across as appealing to liberals as well. He is a person that has been able to withstand the full faucet of deplatforming. And in spite of all of that, given the attitude shift that has been seismic on the issue of Israel, he's been able to basically claw himself back into relevance. And he's gotten a lot of help along the way, obviously, from the likes of Destiny, to which Destiny openly admitted to, saying, you know, I put him in front of so many fucking podcasters, including like No Jumper and all these fucking people, to which he then went along with like the whole Kanye train as well. There are many prominent right-wing figures online that are openly propping him up. Tucker Carlson being one of them, Asmongold being another. Okay? He is very well positioned.
You know, it's so funny to see Hasan melt down from Nick's up-and-coming relevance. I mean, the fact that Nick is now being shown to such a broad audience, Hasan just can't handle it, and he's just melting down. And, you know, with all this stuff going on, you have, I mean, Nick pushing this, like, narrative that Hasan needs to stop with this violent rhetoric, because it's just going to get somebody killed. He just needs to be silenced already. That he's dropping these terrible messages on Twitch, a platform owned by liberals that are protecting him. And so you actually had Elon Musk today come out and request that Jeff Bezos permanently ban him from Twitch, or at least getting the eyes and attention on him from Jeff Bezos. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen here in the next coming weeks. Is Hasan going to get banned from Twitch? We'll see. But guys, that's the difference right there. Hasan and Destiny push nothing but negativity, while Nick is out here dropping just straight truth bombs. If you're sick of the lies, smash that like button. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next red pill moment. We're trying to
planted a seed about the Jew.
Fuentes was awesome. I watched 50 minutes of it so far. Yeah, you guys are funny as shit.
Nice.
Yeah.
He has transcended to just a different level. He's like a cultural icon. I have nothing but respect for him. I was a little critical for a moment when
All Patriots go.
All right, guys, welcome back. I'm the Lore Man, and tonight we're diving into some.
Y'all want him to bring who? Bring Vito alive!
Independent journalist Ken Klippenstein had a big scoop yesterday. Put up B1 here. This is from Ken's Substack, exclusive leaked messages from Charlie Kirk, assassin. So Ken spoke with people in Tyler Robinson's social circle and was able to get access to multiple discords that Robinson has been in an effort to divine a little bit more about who this person is. This is one more scoop from Ken amid these FBI situations. Pretty impressive run, Ken. We're happy to have you here on Breaking Points. Thanks for joining us.
Need a moment.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
And I noticed that you said you're willing to publish these and the mainstream media isn't. Sometimes you are. Other times, I think you're just getting stuff that the mainstream media doesn't even have yet. So they don't even get to suppress it before you're obtaining it and publishing it. So nice job on getting this stuff. But let's run through a little bit of it. So this is Zealous Monkey. That's Tyler's Discord handle in this Discord. Is that right?
Yeah. That's exactly right.
And so he's saying, so this is the one where he kind of finally admits to this group. He's saying, hey guys, I have bad news for you all. It was me at UVU yesterday. I'm sorry for all of this. I'm surrendering through a sheriff friend in a few moments. Thanks for all the good times and laughs. You've all been so amazing. Thank you all for everything. And before that, somebody had said Charlie Kirk got shot dead I just saw the video. Holy S, R.A.P. I guess bro didn't deserve to go out like that. Sad. So talk a little bit about like who you spoke to, what you can tell us about who you spoke to, and kind of what kind of person they understood Tyler to be.
Yeah, so I talked to 3 people who knew him. All of them were involved in different Discord channels. There wasn't just one. There were a bunch of them, just like how anyone uses social media with different channels. One of them knew him since childhood, and so he had a perspective on his development and growth and a kind of baseline for who he was, which I thought was interesting. But what was most surprising to me over the course of talking to these people was seeing those chats and thinking it was going to be like the sewer that Twitter is, and that it would be, you know, a mix of different reactions. But from what was said to me, it was all pretty measured and sympathetic. I thought there would be some, you know, gloating or cheering about it. And I was surprised at the maturity of a lot of these young 20-something-year-old men. And I mean, you just read one example where they said, you know, bro didn't deserve to go out like that. So it's like not necessarily people that, you know, liked or disliked him. It was just seeing the humanity of it and having what I thought was a human response. And that is the exact opposite of how this entire thing has been portrayed by the major media since the shooting. I spent a lot of the weekend just pulling together clips of news, cable news channels saying that, you know, the dangerous threat of these young men, extremists, and Discord channels. And that's just not what I found in the course of my reporting.
So tell us a little bit about some of the reflections you heard from people who knew him, because in the story there is some really interesting stuff. So one quote here: "Even the goodbye message he sent in one of our servers was so hard to believe. We all just thought, what a weird joke to make. Yeah, I don't know what makes a person like him decide he's going to drive 260 miles upstate to shoot someone like Charlie Kirk and come back like nothing happened. It leaves a lot of room for speculation and theories, which is why I think they're so rampant." So Ken, from this, it sounds like a lot of people who were chatting with him in these servers and knew him for years, also, as we hear in many of these cases, were surprised that he would be capable of that level of evil.
Yeah, they were shocked and horrified. And I honestly, it's hard to report on a story like this and you know, try to have the remove that you need to as a reporter and not have this response of like, these are really young men who are 23, 24. And you can imagine if someone you had known and been friendly with for years, you find this out about them. I mean, that's got to be really traumatic. And in addition to that, you have FBI Director Kash Patel saying, we're going to investigate everyone in these channels, which, you know, some measure of investigation is warranted. But just this kind of assumption that you see ricocheting around on social media that, oh, they must have been in on it. Not only is that not true, it's kind of gross, because it's like they're probably going through stuff just like anyone else who saw the shooting was. I mean, not just probably, they are. And I think it's really hard for them. And they're just kind of shocked. I think they're still processing it. And that surprised me, because it wasn't the kind of nihilistic attitude that I think we're led to believe exists, not just on the part of young men, but on these social media platforms in general, and about which there's all this hysteria and fear-mongering.
What is that?
I mean, they were way more thoughtful than I was at 22 or 23. Like, I hope I wouldn't approve of a horrible act like that. I don't think I would, but I can definitely find people who did on other social media platforms. So I was surprised by the depth of the response.
And one thing that wasn't terribly surprising me, but I think is worth mentioning, is that there's basically no conversation about national politics in here, which is important to, like, I'm not surprised by it, but just gauging the news coverage, you would suspect that these discords are just like hotbeds of, you know, radical national political discussion. But in fact, not at all. You had them search and found it's found. You can put this one up here. One mention of Trump, which is, he says, an impeachment inquiry has been placed against Donald Trump. He could get booted out if they find he committed the S he's accused of, which is actually slightly naive, because Trump in 2019, this is the Ukraine thing, like the perfect phone call. He did do the thing he was accused of, and he did not get impeached. So 0 for 1 on his political analysis there. But then on election night in 2020, that is the only reference to Biden. Well, somebody asks Tyler, Zealous Monkey, who is winning the election, you would know.
Do what I do, play a different game.
Is an interesting insight. It shows, like, and we understand this politically, that every social group has, like, the guy who follows politics. And that guy is is actually
These little
pretty
bugs.
influential because he then
Are they
is
invincible?
the filter through which a lot of his friends then understand politics, which is why our show, for instance, I think is interesting because
they're invincible.
Those people watch our show, they get their news from us.
The
and then they
bugs
share
of
it,
invincibility.
Then they share information with their social circle. So he responds
they were
accurately.
invincible.
Biden is
That's
in the
funny.
lead electoral votes wise, but there's still some swing states that haven't finished voting, as well as most of the West Coast raw votes. Donald is in the lead by a little over
I was
1
wondering
million
why.
votes.
I'm like, why couldn't I go?
They ask him who is probably going to win. He says, I'm not sure. And they ask, when will we know? Not until pretty late, but we should have a pretty good idea by the end of the night, unless it's really close or something. That doesn't sound like he cares that much. Just kind of objective, like, FYI, guys. Like, this is what we'll know here. So that was all they could find when it came to the national politics. And then I want to ask you about this one post, the kind of goodbye post that's religious in nature. Somebody posted on here, hey everyone, if you have not seen the news yet, Tyler's post above is true. He was taken into custody earlier today for the shooting of Charlie Kirk. Regardless of the horrible actions that took place, we must take this moment to remember that God is a living and loving God who loves all his children. God calls sinners to be his saints, and I ask that you all take a quiet moment to pray for Tyler and his repentance. While Charlie Kirk's politics were not acceptable to some, I ask that we all say a prayer for him and his family during these confusing times. Love you all. God bless. Now, I think some people have read that and said this is just cover so that folks in this Discord don't get brought under the cloud of suspicion themselves, which they're already under. I don't read it that way. That to me feels like earnest religiosity in a way that you can't fake. Emily would be better, actually. Emily, is that like that sounded pretty credible?
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
I couldn't make that up.
No.
Like, I couldn't put that together.
No.
Like that's somebody who believes what he's saying there.
Yeah.
So Ken, what did you take away from that and these other messages?
Yeah, so I didn't get into it in the story, but just in my conversation with people, what I was told is that it wasn't even that they're all religious. It was described to me as just a mix of different guys, and I was reminded of how differently politics is seen by people who are not obsessives like us, where it's like people can have different views, people can have different religious views, and it's not that big of a deal. And as was described to me, a lot of these guys knew each other in person. Another thing I wish I'd gone into in the story was that most of them were physical, like real IRL friends. These were not just random people on the internet. So these were people that knew each other pretty well. And again, as was described to me, they had a range of different views. And it just didn't sound like that big of a deal to them. And I think that's part of why this was so traumatic to them, because they clearly didn't understand the importance that Robinson had assigned in his mind. We now know from the text messages released, his views on his frankly hatred of Charlie Kirk's position on trans issues. I don't think that people really thought about that kind of stuff very much. And I really looked. I had my source go into the messages and I had him query certain things. And the returns were basically like the Trump example that we said. Oh, there was an election in 2020. Obviously, that's the day that everybody checks in for like 48 hours or whatever it is and has an opinion. And then they check out. And that's not unusual. I think that's actually probably how most of the country is. Yeah. Where it's kind of like occasionally, oh, I wonder what that is. And then you just go back to what it was you were doing. So again, I was just struck by how much like all of this stuff was just not on the radar of the people involved. And again, that is so different than the picture of this Discord group as some hotbed of radical ferment and just a snake pit of extremism. Just not true at all. These are just guys having fun.
Yeah. What are they? So you had them search for, I assume, LGBT, trans, gay, like what are they mostly talking about in these Discords?
Well, and Ken, like, also kind of a question about that too. Like, who is in the Discords? How many people are in the Discords? Are they active all day? Like, just give us the nature too of what you're able to ascertain about what was going on in the servers.
I would guess each one is somewhere in the dozens, because again, these were all like, these were all pretty close friends. This wasn't like just everybody jumps in. That's one thing that's distinct about Discord. They have individual servers. It's not Twitter where just everyone's on there all the time. These are people that know each other.
And did they know each other in IRL? Like, did they know each other from school mostly?
I don't know how exactly, but they all live in Utah. Some of them moved and kept in touch. But I would imagine school, because these guys are like 20, 22, 23, 24. I mean, the exact group that the entire media had this performative thing about after the election, saying we've got to get more in touch with them and understand them. And then they go and call these guys basically terrorists for like the last 5 days. I mean, these news segments are crazy. I can't tell you how many former FBI agents I've seen on cable news saying we have to take seriously the threat of these young men, blah, 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 blah. And when so much so that, I mean, I was skeptical, but when I came into this, I thought I would find some of that. I found zero of that in these chat rooms. I mean, and I guess the counter would be maybe they're saying it off platform or whatever, but that's not the vibe that I get from these things, because it's just, they're easygoing. I posted some of the pictures. They're posting like, oh, I had to fix this thing in my house. Check this out. What do you think? Or like, really cold day today. Just kind of like normal stuff, regular stuff.
And so these don't remotely seem like Fuentes or Royper types.
No, not at all. And I was frustrated by that too, because I saw it was almost like QAnon, where these liberals were just picking out these very specific and just reading all of this stuff into it. There's absolutely no evidence for that. There is evidence for that he cared strongly about LGBT issues, and I mentioned that towards the top of the story. And now, from the text messages that have been released, we know that that was a motivating factor in what Robinson did. But outside of that, I wasn't able to find very much.
Yeah, and Ken, you're doing this in the context of your reporting about law enforcement getting like tuned into the NVE category, and you've covered this, but I think that's the non-violent or the nihilistic
violent extremism. Yeah.
Right. So tell us a little bit, because I think this is important, and actually maybe even important to some folks on the right who are concerned about needlessly aggravating, angsty, angry, downtrodden young men, about how the government has started to categorize and potentially even surveil some people in those categories.
Oh, this one has one time slot. This one has
which is not that the two groups are similar at all.
Time slots.
There's some ugly groups like Order
more
of the Nine,
strength too.
Real things that exist, and they do terrible things, no question about it. But when I read a lot of these things,
got
I just think it's not a useful way to conceptualize the problem. People that don't care about anything, that don't. It's like there's a deep-seated rejection of participation in society and stuff that's real there. But just saying that this is totally random and there's essentially no cause for it, I think that's a mistake. I think we should try to understand what's leading to this stuff. But anyways, that's a new designation that they created earlier this year.
Now,
and I think the impression I get from people in bureaus is that it's a replacement for a category that they had before, which was called anti-government, anti-authority, violent extremists. So this is kind of under the Trump administration. This is the new conceptualization of the domestic, which is to say American threat. And so they're going to be focused
every single map has
Americans.
One of
Again,
these.
I'm not saying that these groups weren't focused. The question is, do we want to conceptualize the problem as just random stuff just falling from the sky like a meteor, or do we want to try to understand like what is really going on here, or just prosecute crimes instead of obsessing about ideologies and things? I mean, the FBI has become so interested in what people believe, and I see that as kind of distinct from the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think the one thing we can take from this is that Discord caught some unfair strays in this.
Oh yeah,
this does not remotely seem to be the
I don't
place.
like you standing up.
FBI's queued up for this
or anything else.
Yeah, during the Discord leaks, that was the platform where Jack Tertiera, the U.S. Airman, disclosed all those classified records. So as a consequence of that, people in the intelligence community are really paranoid about this platform. And when you see on the cable news segments about it, they don't know what it is. It's evident that they think it's some kind of...
Oh, snap!
It's basically WhatsApp for gaming. You can make
phone calls,
you can text, you can send pictures, that kind of thing. That's all it is. And there's this hysteria. And I really think there's like an ageist component to it, because a lot of these guys, like Governor Cox of Utah, who come out and say, "Oh, you need to log off, like leave the platforms."
Oh, there's two of them.
He's still using Facebook. He's still using YouTube. He's still using Twitter, and that's fine. I mean, it's good that he's trying to reach the public, but to act like this is some kind of alien, exotic thing, when the reality is it's just Gen Z WhatsApp, or probably not even that much anymore because it's become so popular. And then to exoticize it and pretend like it's some scary thing, it blows the whole thing out of proportion. It's just another platform. I don't see what the hysteria is. And I guess part of it is that they just don't understand what it is. Maybe the name is scary. Discord, oh my God, chaos.
Well, and I think the fact that the servers aren't, in a sense, that it's probably maybe healthier. I know it goes in both directions sometimes with Discord, but
I totally agree. It doesn't have an algorithm. It's just a bunch of chat rooms basically, and so you decide who's in it. And to me, that's health. Like, I agree with you. I think that's healthier. But to a lot of people, it's like, whoa, this is foreign. I thought it was like Twitter where everybody sees everything all the time.
Right. It feels like it's behind closed doors, which it is literally behind closed doors. But there's just something about that that feels different than the performative social media where it's all for public consumption, like global public consumption.
I totally agree.
And so maybe that's what's more suspect about it to people. I don't know. But Ken, this was a super interesting story. Thank you for your reporting and for joining us on the show.
Thanks so much, guys.
And where can people subscribe to the Substack?
I'm on KenKlippenstein.com.
KenKlippenstein.com.
All right, go check it out.
If you head over there, you see a big endorsement from Ryan Graham, of all people.
That is true.
There you go. Well,
not easy to get, guys.
That's right. Precious. All right, see you, Ken.
Bye, guys.
Hey, if you like that video, hit the like button or leave a comment below. It really helps get the show to more people.
And if you'd like to get the full show, ad-free, and in your inbox every morning, you can sign up at breakingpoints.com.
That's right. Get the full show, help support the future of independent media at breakingpoints.com.
Too hard to do both of you guys at the same time. You guys definitely don't like the cold, though, I'll tell you that.
Suffer in death, we thrive.
Did it again. Just take them slow.
It doesn't mean that anyone else has
back, Mr. Chairman.
Yo, I heavily boo rappers, left arm swerving, steadily shoot backwards, questionable tactic. Yo, I heavily boo rappers, left arm swerving, steadily shoot backwards, questionable tactics. When you die, you gon' get greeted in heaven by 72 faggots. Stop pressing your luck, the desert is tough, this the resurrection of rock. I'm on the block with an ugly bitch, caressing a butt. Bitch, I don't care how many kids you got, I'm just trying to fuck, bitch. Straight up, keep iron on the waist, rob niggas in my building, walk by them every day. I'd be lying if I say that I listen to your shit, smack your fucking teeth out, now you whistle when you spit. I'm official with the flip, and the merch speaking for me. I could teach a nigga how to turn $7 to 40. Mash with Butcher. I be running down on rappers like Ashton Kutcher. I gave Shorty $1, she gave me 2 on the EBT. I'm in my bag like Jake the Snake, DDT. On the court with CP3, believe it's me. Hitting bitches raw, don't give a fuck like I'm Eazy-E. Hit your baby mother with the dirty dick. My nigga, you Millie rockin' and you 36. I was in the streets robbing niggas that serving brick. Nervous twitch I developed from all the dirt I did. Urban kids, 50 cal, leave your Suburban flipped. Gang assault, they tried to hit me with a murder bid. Shit, I probably would've just been coming home. I learned from that moment on, you do dirt, do it alone. I'm getting paper, baby girl, I'll see you later. Every kick you ever dreamed about, I got in different flavors. Punctured lung, broken jaw, that's what I did to haters. I'll throw your fucking kids right down the incinerator. Woo! Come see me in Coney Island, I'm the mayor. Just got off of parole, thank God for the Wizinator. Shorty need a new stomach from all the blue dye dripping in the coke off of the new hundreds. Keep your mouth shut, they won't know who done it. Debo in my way into this rap game, nigga, like who want it? Who want it, motherfucker? Yo, these dudes frontin' on the gram like they nice and poppin'. No, I know you, homie, your life is garbage. At the jewelry store showing ice and watches, but really, Cornet just shut off your lights, so stop it. These pussy niggas is too moist, big homies, but we don't bang on camera for good points. Where I live, run up in they crib, walk by them like it's nothing, say what up to they kids. That's why these rap.
Yes, buddy.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, when I got my tools here, I got stuff. You need me to start it? Then you gotta say, Dad, can you start it? If I don't say anything, you gotta tap on me.
Can I take a bath today?
Huh?
Can I take a bath today?
Are you gonna wash yourself?
Yeah.
What are you gonna wash yourself with?
Yeah, soap, probably.
Let me see it.
This soap, right?
What's it say?
Men plus hair.
Read it.
Refreshing, extra fresh, moisturizer.
Body wash and face wash.
And then this, yeah, exactly.
Okay, so what are you gonna do? You're gonna press this down, and you're gonna get some out of it.
And then this is for hair, right? Oh no, that's for body, not for hair.
It's the same thing, but that's just the one I use. That's just the one I've been using.
So I can use this for hair too, or no?
No.
So what's for hair?
Hair is your shampoo and your conditioner. Shampoo is first. A little bit of shampoo. You get the shampoo and your eyes, it's going to burn like a mother effer. It's going to burn very bad. It's going to burn very, very bad. Alright, and then this one is your conditioner. It's just to make your hair soft. All you need is a little bit. You rub it all in your hair and then you wash it out. Very little bit. You do first the shampoo, then the conditioner.
Alright, got it, Dad.
Alright, let me see your arms. Now look how much they're going away.
They're great now.
You see the difference? Alright? So there is no, it doesn't work. I don't want to hear that. No. You need to do it. Okay? And I'm going to make sure you did it afterwards. I got to start it. What am I doing? You're going to say, Dad, what are you doing? Grab your clothes, dude. What are you doing? What are you waiting for? You're waiting for Bubba to do it all for you. Nope. Daddy's up. Where's your pants?
Let's see this. They're pretty comfy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
take a bath today. You can't take another one until Sunday.
Got it. I took one.
Huh? What? I didn't even smell them. Let me smell them.
Just a weird smell. I think it's the iron on.
It could be that, because the iron-on is just a sticker. Like, that's like the iron-on, like, we could buy, like, the $100 press and the iron-on. That's like one of them. I told him he takes a bath today. He can't take one until Sunday. I told him he could take a bath. And then he said he's going to use the green body wash. We're going to check and make sure he actually used it afterwards. I have to be on him because he's just not washing. Huh? Well, I could do that, but he wants to use the green. It'll just be easier. In the green?
Yeah.
This one's full.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the dog.
No.
That's the men's body wash.
There's like two.
2 seconds.
Bubba's in there, and then you're going in, okay? I hope my mic is muted, because if not, that just destroyed everybody. Ding. Nobody was here anyway. So it doesn't matter.
Down the out, Chase.
The smooth and silk one is the second one, right? Teams.
Got enough water or more? Alright. Okay? It's going to be pretty hard to mess up. Alright? Body. Okay?
This one?
First head. Second.
Okay.
Alright? Only a little bit for this one.
Yeah, only a little bit for the second.
Yeah.
Not over. Love you, Dad.
Love you too, Damien. Out of flasks. No bueno. Oh. Just gotta play careful until the end. God damn it. This could be the end. It's the end. Because I'm that guy.
Hello? What's this?
I did it. I did it. I did it. Who did it? I did it. I did it. Me. I need some water.
You like this or no?
Let's go. No. I don't like the turtlenecks.
It's like a zipper.
Yeah, I know. I don't like that. Makes me feel like I'm getting choked. And then that like feeling makes me nauseous.
Is it 34, right?
34, yeah.
Maybe if I'm quiet, these things won't come to life and attack me. Straight through the arm. The hunt is on.
I gotta say, this boss, one of my most hated boss. Like, not another boss I could say I hate more than him. Than Blackjaw.
Got one. A Soko.
And
A clean kill.
This mechanism.
Oh, goodness. So much for that. No stone unturned. Need a moment. I go where the fight is thickest. more time. Hold on. Wait. A worthy foe. Lightning strike twice.
You give me nothing good
Enough
every
in my
time.
pack already.
Why you give me nothing good? Every time.
Need more time.
See, I know where this goes. Gotta go supply room. Supply room have nothing.
Not but scrap.
I must go. Told you I must go.
Quite the bounty in here. I'll not make the journey home.
Increase spell damage. I do no spells.
Like that.
Small soul core, what do?
worthy foe. Storm's coming.
No. There's no right place. There's boss. There's another boss I know. He's here. Okay, maybe he's not here.
Come on. Hold on.
See, I tell you, you think I don't know this boss? I know. I know. Ha! I know fall for trap. Because I already fell for trap before. Now you and me, dude, we got a date with destiny, bitch. And I hate you.
Right through.
Ah! Bang! Eat the coat, you land lover. Oh, man. God. Oh, there it is! I knew it was coming soon. The one-hit mechanic, I knew it was coming. They changed it. Now it's a fucking big burst.
Right, Ruger.
Ah!
Wait.
Oh, yeah!
Simmer down, you great big pile of
Oh, yeah!
hand bent double as
It hurt. It was so scary. That was scary. It was so scary.
Welcome